What's up, guys? Strike Entertainment back here with our first official video. So today we're going to be going over a gear review of basically what we just run on a typical just skirmish day. So I'm here joined with my partner in crime with all this stuff. So we're going to just keep it short and sweet and just kind of go over what we use. So if you want to start?
Okay, I'll start. So I'm going to go sort of top down. I'm going to go with my helmet first. This is basically a knockoff fast helmet. It's on Amazon. It's pretty cheap. We'll try to leave as many links in the description below as we can. But yeah, it's basically a cheap-ass fast helmet. It has the inner adjustment. You can turn this, make it tighter, more loose. I run a basic Amazon GoPro mount to mount my GoPro to get gameplay footage. And then I run the basic Lancer Tactical goggles off Airsoft GI. They strap into the fast helmet. They don't wrap around. They just clip into the fast mounts. And then I run a standard V-Light from Airsoft GI as well. It's just a dead light. Click it a couple times. It's for dark play. Pretty simple. And then I have some custom name patches on the back with my last name and the GoPro sticker. Pretty simple. Blood type, something happens, it's good to have that. But yeah.
So, and then for my helmet, it's a little bit of a different. Mine is a Team Windy knockoff. So his is different where it's got the arc rails on the sides. Mine has a kind of M-lock style rail, so it allows me to run headset and comms for when I play. So it's a Team Windy knockoff. It's made by FMA. This was probably about $65 on Amazon. By far, probably the best helmet I've ever gotten for the price that I got. It was originally in tan, but I threw a black helmet cover on there and multicam black just because, why not run black? Run a Mohawk to allow me to run the external battery pack for my GoPro. And then I just run some just basic chem lights on the top, just, add some flare, some color to it, and also kind of doubles as like a dead light in case we're playing in a dark environment. I run a blood type symbol, A positive, just like he does for that exact same reason. It looks cool, but also, God forbid something happens, it's there. As for my headset, it's Z-Tac. It's basically like a Compact knockoff. I really wouldn't recommend them. This was just kind of a cheap alternative for Ear Pro. They don't really be used really for comms. It's more just to protect your ears in case you get shot in the actual ear. These have saved numerous rounds when I'm playing CQB because getting shot in the ear just does not feel good, as you can imagine. So that's really why these are there, and it just kind of doubles the look. Then for the GoPro mount, it's just the
Brain Exploder.
It's a Brain Exploder head mount. I run a GoPro Hero 7 Silver, so I just have the standard. Just the standard case that it comes with when you buy it, and I run lens protectors, and then just the basic some morale patches. GoPro always recording, USA American patch. That's really it.
Where'd you get your name tag?
So my name tag on the back here, this is my last name. My dad is retired active duty Navy, so this was something he wore when he was deployed. And now that he's retired, he doesn't really use it, so he let me have it. So it was convenient. It's ACU, but it fits. Oh, well.
Quick thing, just excuse the people in the background. We're at UBG Airsoft in Bridgewater. They have active play going on right now, so if there's a little bit of background noise, we'll try to deal with that as much as we can, but we'll keep going. So one thing that I missed on my helmet was the type of GoPro I run. It's a GoPro Hero 8 Black Edition. It's a fairly new GoPro. It's a basic camera. It's pretty nice. It's the newest one, so I'm pretty lucky with that. And then I run a different GoPro on my gun. We'll go over that later. Do you want to go over plates now?
Yeah, sure. One other thing, we apologize. Constantly we're sweating. It's really, really hot out here. It's probably about 85, 90 degrees. Yeah. So it's really hot, but we're trying to do the best we can. I'll go to my plate carrier. So this is something that I just recently purchased. I think it's called, what was I saying? Is it Yak?
Yeetak or something?
Yeetak. It's an Asian knockoff. It's an Asian knockoff brand. It's kind of like a JPC, but it's got more of a side cummerbund. So this thing's actually really, really bulky. It's kind of hard to see in this, but I just purchased it as of like a week ago, so I haven't really gotten to use it. But from wearing it around and fitting it, it fits a lot better than my previous plate carrier, which is like a Condor Sentry. So it's got side plates in. The plates that I use are just the EMG Delmi Sappy plates in the front, back, and sides. I run KWA 120 mags that I've actually painted numerous times from green and like a multicam to back to black. I run electrical tape on my mags because with the gun I use a VFC Avalon. The mags don't feed very well and they don't lock properly. So just adding a little bit of electrical tape will just make sure that they're sturdy and they don't fall out. Moving my way up, I run just a Condor 1-point sling. So I just kind of clip it onto the back plate on my gun. And that's just, I run it through my shoulder straps. So I just don't have to worry about constantly putting a sling on and off. What else? I just run like just a basic, like I call it like a kangaroo pouch on the front for admin purposes. Nothing really special there. As for a radio, which I don't really use all too often, I'll show you guys in more of a close-up. It's a Baofeng 5VUR. I picked it up right before they came like illegal. Probably the best radio you could get for the price is like $25 on Amazon, and I don't even know how to describe it. It works really, really well. I've never had any issues with it.
Pretty sturdy.
Yeah, it's sturdy. I've dropped it. I've actually dropped it in water. I fell in water and it still worked. I was thoroughly impressed. And then I run, what was this called? Oh, it's a Code Red earpiece. So that's actually running all the way up through the back of my plate carrier, through my left shoulder pad to the mic, my push to talk. It's a little push to talk I push, and then I run it back around my back up to my right shoulder pad to the Code Red headset that I just plug in. That goes in my ear, and then I put my headset on over it. So yeah, that works really, really well. It kind of looks like the Secret Service security type earpiece. And then on my back is a Condor, just simple hydration unit. Not really much else. It's a hydration unit. I just run as a back panel as well, carry some water, and then I run it through my left shoulder pad, to my, just so I can drink water. I'm trying to think, did I miss anything?
What's this brown strap right here?
Oh, yeah, this is kind of just a minor thing. This is when I was playing a milsim op up in Springfield, Mass. This is just basically like it's what they use as a dead rag. So this is I just clip back on there just because it was there. So you just flip it to show like your life count is really what it is. So it's just on there because it's there. And I've got a couple patches from my dad that he's kind of passed on to me, I know.
And then you have side mag pouches too?
Yep, so that was the other thing. Thank you for reminding me. Can't really see it, but it allows me to carry. I can carry 7 mags on my actual plate carrier. I don't carry that many mags. I carry 3 in the front, 2 on my left side because that's where I'll reload from, and then on my right side is where I run the radio. It's just kind of a substitute, and that's really it. Honestly, I'm trying to see if I forgot anything. I don't think I did actually.
I think you're good. Dude.
Yep, I got pretty much everything on there.
All right, so mine's a lot more simple than his. I basically, all my gear, I'm trying to spend as little money on this as possible before I go to school. So a lot of my stuff is like Amazon knockoff. I don't really like go huge on the quality shit. It works for me. But yeah, so starting from the front, it's a basic JPC knockoff from Amazon.com. I have the basic Condor single point sling just like him. So I basically run it through my left shoulder strap, around my neck and then down. So I throw it under my right arm. So it's not around my neck, putting a lot of tension on the back, but it's sort of slung to the side. So I can still transition pretty smooth, but it won't get in the way of my mags or anything. So basically, going from the front, I run basically 4. They're high cap mags. I've yet to get mid caps for the immersion. With mag pull assist, it's basically just easier to get the mags in and out, put them away. It's fairly tight right now.
That was one thing that I did like about my plate carrier that I did forget is that it's got like a Kydex type insert in the front pouch. So when I take these in and out, they literally they stay like formed right to my mag. So I just slide them right back in. They don't collapse on me, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So that was one thing I did forget that reminded me of.
Mm-hmm. So when I have my plate carrier on, it's a lot easier to put the mags in and out. It's just when I'm holding it, it's a weird angle. So on the front, I have the same name patch. I got these off Facebook, so like super cheap. They're really high quality. You just strip them on and off, and then obviously a glow stick for if I go at night, that kind of shit. And then on the back, there's nothing at all. It's just a basic Condor hydration pouch. Throw a hydration pouch in, and it has these little upper pockets. You can throw green gas in, whatever you want. And I also run a little de-jamming rod just in case on the field if my gun happens to jam. I can just whip it out, immediately throw it in, and just unjam. And yeah, there's nothing really too sophisticated about this thing. When I get down to my belt setup, it's a little more sophisticated. But yeah, so it's a pretty basic plate carrier.
Yeah, so speaking of belts, him and I are the exact opposite. My plate carrier is where I run a lot of my gear, and then I keep my belt kind of very minimalistic. So this was just, I think it's actually a Condor when I looked at it. It's a one-piece belt, so there's no inner belt. It's just molly all the way around with just a belt attached with just a simple buckle. So on this, I keep it pretty minimalistic. I run 2 AR or 2 just mid-cap mags. I run all my mags for mid-caps on my left side, and then I run 1 pistol mag for my Glock that I run. This is just a Vulcan tactical dump pouch, just in green, just because I need a dump pouch, whatever. And then a small admin pouch that I keep a grenade, just an extra like multi-tool and a flashlight on here. And that's really it. And then since I'm on my belt, I'll go over my drop leg. So actually on my body, I'm running a Condor, I think it's Condor Cobra inner belt that I just wear as doubles as an actual belt for my waist because I'm pretty skinny, so I got to keep my pants together, and running my drop leg as well, doubles for both. So it's actually a quick detach drop leg, so it just clips right to these buckles on my waist. And then I actually made a modification. It's a Blackhawk knockoff shell with just a Amazon leg wrap that I had to kind of bolt together because they didn't fit. And then for my actual sidearm, we're good. It's a Glock 19 Elite Force Glock 19 Gen 3 with a basically a knockoff TLR1 weapon light, and then I run just the standard Elite Force mags, one on me and then one in the gun, obviously. So that's really it. That's not really much else to it. I keep it pretty simple and straightforward.
Yeah, so my belt setup is, pretty simple too. So this belt is, again, an Amazon knockoff. It's pretty sturdy though. This has not failed me at all. I got it a while ago. It has the quick detach clip it in, and then 2 buttons, unclip it. It has an inner belt and an outer belt, so basically I just run a standard Macy's belt, and then I can just quickly strap it on and throw it on and we're good. It takes 2 seconds to put on, and it doesn't slide at all. It's pretty tight. In terms of my holster, we'll start from the right side and go around. This is an actual Blackhawk holster. I didn't cheap out on this. This was about $160 on Amazon. It's a lot of money for a holster. So I run a Blackhawk level 3 Serpa holster. This is basically law enforcement rated, so this is a very high quality holster. It has 2 inner clips, so basically you press the inner latch to unlock the top, and then you have to press the button on the side to unlock the holster and get the weapon out. So basically it's really sturdy and won't fall out at all. And same with his, it's an actual Blackhawk, so it has the quick detach clips. And I don't run them on my inner belt, I run them on my outer belt, so I'll always have it on my belt. And if I forget the belt, then I forget the clips and I can't run it. So, it's always good to have things in one place. And then I have a standard, $5 little mag pouch where I keep my secondary Glock mag. It's pretty simple, just standard mag. And then going around, I have another taco style pouch where I keep 1 Enola Gay smoke grenade, some mini grenade. Get smoke out whenever you need it, just in case. I haven't used it yet. I don't really find a need to right now. And then I have a standard Condor dump pouch. It's basically an HPA tank pouch, but I just secondary as it a dump pouch. I'll keep whatever I need in it, so a dead rag or armbands or whatever I need. Nothing too sophisticated at all. It's pretty light and it's really easy to run around in. I forgot to go over my sidearm. So my sidearm is an Elite Force Glock 17 Gen 4. He runs a 19. I really like the 17. It's super sturdy. It hasn't failed me at all. Hop up stays in one position. Standard mags, a standard capacity. It's 21 rounds and 1 in the chamber. Nothing too sophisticated at all. That's my basic sidearm setup. Nothing really too complicated.
We're going to move on to clothes really, really quickly. I know it's kind of boring, but it's just kind of apparel. We don't run your BDUs, so yeah, it's outdoors. It's summertime in New England, which a lot of people think, it's not that bad. It's still pretty hot because it's pretty humid, actually. So I just run black pair of jeans that I just got, Old Navy, whatever, and then I run a black turtleneck. It's pretty light. It's not bulky or anything, but it is black, so it's going to be pretty hot. And it's long sleeve, but I can roll my sleeves, and then it covers my neck. It's fitting the stereotypical all black loadout. It's just, why not? That's really it. I was just kind of something I was going over. And then I run knee pads. These are knee pads, skateboarding knee pads I picked up off of Amazon that have seen quite their time. I mean, you probably can't see them all that well, but they've got cracks, dirt stains. They've been put through the ringer. These are $5. And I mean, it prevents you from ripping up your knees and jeans and whatnot. And it's just something kind of just throw on there. Why not?
Yeah, so my clothes setup is even more simple. It's Condor Tactical black pants I got off Amazon for $35. I run basic Timberland boots, steel toe, good ankle support. Regular boots, I wear these if I go to work or whatever. They're all around good boots. And then for shirts, I don't wear a turtleneck or anything. I just wear a regular Under Armour compression shirt. And then I have another long sleeve if we're going in the woods. I don't want to get poison ivy. I got from the lacrosse team. They're just basic compression shirts. They're nothing too sophisticated at all. But yeah, that's basically clothes.
One thing I forgot was boots. I basically just can't even see them, but I wear just LL Bean, just waterproof boots. They're snow boots, basically. I would run my combat boots, but they're tan, they're waterproof, snowproof, and they're steel-toed, but they're really, really heavy. So this is more kind of designed to be a little bit more lightweight. They're designed to be a little bit more lightweight, so that's really kind of where I wear them, and they got good ankle support because they come over my ankle, and that's really it.
Yeah, so you want to go over rifles?
We got over, guns. That's fine.
All right, cool. So my rifle is a super basic rifle. It's gone through the ringer. This thing hasn't failed me once. I've gone through so many rounds. I run a basic 7.4 1600 milliamp LiPo. There's nothing too sophisticated about my battery. I don't have an 11.4 or anything. It's a basic Valken ASL Mod M with a $50 Amazon PEC box. This thing is super, super nice. Has a flashlight and a laser. They're basic CR 203A batteries that you just put in the back. There's like 2 of them, and they just run for so long. You can adjust windage on elevation on both the flashlight and the laser, so that's pretty good for $50. There are multiple modes. You got flashlight and laser, just laser and infrared. So if you do have NVGs or anything, you can run an infrared laser. The sight is a basic Lancer Tactical red dot. I run a basic sight protector off Amazon. You don't need anything too sophisticated for a sight protector. It's just to make sure your sight doesn't get shot out. I have a basic remote switch going from the PEC box to my trigger. It's basic, just press and it'll go on. There's nothing really too sophisticated about this gun. It has obviously working bolt catch and it locks back and all that kind of shit. So in terms of a scope cam, or not a scope cam, but a rear facing cam, we just attached these to both our rifles. Anthony doesn't have his on yet, but they're basic. It says Fantaseal Amazon mounts. We got them for like what, $20 off Amazon? Yeah. So I run a basic GoPro Hero 7 Black, headed face back towards me, so we can get basic face cam footage. So yeah, that's basically my rifle. This thing is super sturdy. Oh, it's also I think this is a Valken basic hand grip. It's pretty sturdy. You don't keep my hand locked in, hand stop. But yeah, there's nothing too crazy about this.
Yeah, so mine is a little bit more sophisticated, it seems. This is probably the one that's the most expensive piece of equipment that I have. So it's a VFC Avalon base. I think it's Saber. It's the 9-inch M-LOK rail with a 10-inch inner barrel, which I ended up taking out the original inner barrel and threw in. It's a Prometheus 11-inch barrel just because I needed it to be fixed. The other barrel. The thing with VFC is that when you have buckings, VFC buckings have been known to like get absolutely shredded if you don't replace them. And this has been about 2 years old, so I had to get a new bucking. I've decided to swap the inner barrel. But that's a lot of more teching, sophisticated stuff I won't go over. For externals, it's just a 5.52 EOTech knockoff. He runs a sight protector for the obvious reason to not have his sight shut out. I obviously don't, and look what happened. I had my sight shut out. But I don't really use my sights, which is kind of strange because it's airsoft. That's why I run the laser, actually. My laser is actually pretty accurate, so I kind of just run it as more of a hip fire type. I don't even need to aim. I just kind of look, point, and shoot. Some people get mad at me for it, but what works, it works. Working my way up, this is a BCM. This is actually the real BCM grip. It's angled forwards. My gun is very similar to Lucas Botkin from T-Rex Arms. Massive motivation, so shout out to him. I run my guns exactly the same way he does because it seems to work. So it's angled forward for that type of hand stop type feel, so I can kind of pull the gun into me. For real purposes, it's to prevent recoil. This is just what feels good. I run a Night Evolution white light. It's about 1,000 lumens. I think the one that I have, it's the longer version, not the Scout version. It's super bright, and the battery life on this are insane. It's the CR123 batteries, the same batteries he's got in his PEC box. I have the rechargeable ones because those batteries get really expensive, and they still haven't died. And this thing, I've never swapped the batteries in 10 plus months, and I use this almost every weekend. So battery life is insane. This gun, the light does really, really well. I run kind of an M-LOK rail extended off, kind of like a light bar type, because I don't like having the light casting a shadow on my suppressor or my tracer. So that's just why it's extended, so it looks kind of funky, but that's why I do it. The tracer is an ASG tracer. I didn't want to get the Ace Tech because one, it was too expensive, and I didn't need the sole purpose of like the whole Bluetooth and whatever. This gets the job done. It looks like an actual can, and it does the job. PEC box is the $50 Amazon PEC box with white light and laser. I use it solely for laser because I have a white light. And then for my my white light, it's attached to just the Night Evolution pressure pad that it comes with. I can go over internals, but that's a whole other really, really long list. I put in an ASG 30K high torque motor, and then I put just some basic 13-to-1 SHS gears. So we're working on a DSG over here because I'm that kid. And then I run just a basic 11.1 LiPo battery. I think it's 2,000 milliamp, I think is what it is. I don't know. I'd have to look at it, but
maybe 23. I don't know.
I'd have to look at it. I'm not exactly sure, but it's wired to Tamiya. Originally, the gun was wired to Dean's, but I didn't have that in Dean's, so I had to just run a connector. It's just an adapter you get off Amazon for $5. And then my sling point, and that's really it. I pretty much got it all. So
yeah. So this is basically all of our gear. We're not basically going over like go out and spend a shit ton of money on airsoft.
Yeah.
A lot of it is more if you're getting into it. So we obviously want to help newer players. If you are just getting into airsoft, don't go out and spend money on all this shit.
No, don't do this.
We've been playing for a while. We've had experience with different kind of rifles and different platforms. This is what works for us. We're not saying this is the best gear. We're not saying that we're better than anyone else. This is just all of our shit. If you are getting into airsoft, then go out, rent a gun, play, see if you even like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because a lot of people will go out, spend a ton of money, and be like, I don't even like this. This isn't even for me. So basically go out, rent a gun, see if you even like the sport to begin with.
Yeah, that was a mistake I made really quickly is I went out and I spent a boatload of money on stuff but when I was first getting into the sport, and it turned out the gear was, I didn't put in the research, and that's probably the biggest thing we could pass along to new players, is if you're going to get into it, put in the research. If you don't know what you're looking for that's good and what's considered good, ask someone who maybe would know, and just do your research online. I went in and got a Lancer tactical gun for like $100, and it ended up breaking on me like within a couple weeks, so that was money down the drain. So exactly what he just said, don't go and spend out a boatload of money unless you know you're really going to be committed to the sport. Between him and I, we've probably got 7 or 8 years worth of experience playing, so this is just stuff we've built up. I can't speak for you, but this is not stuff I've all bought at one point. This is over years and years of time of gear changing and being sold, and then buying new gear and fixing things and really fine-tuning it to what works for us personally. So that's the biggest thing we can get across to anybody. It's learn if you like the sport, do that, and start very entry level and work your way up, because this is a very expensive hobby.
Yeah,
I think on this table with all of our gear, this is probably, not counting the cameras, maybe what, $3-4 grand?
Yeah, around
easily
there.
Something around that. So it gets very expensive and it adds up very quickly. So that's really it. I don't think we're really missing anything.
Yeah, so just quickly wrapping up. If you guys are getting into sport, if you are new, we have our personal Instagrams linked down below. We have our business email linked down below for both of us. You can follow us on Instagram, shoot us a DM if you want to talk about any airsoft-related stuff.
We're very open and very friendly, I would like to think.
I hope so. And then we also have our Discord. We're still trying to build that up, get all of our channels figured out and all that kind of shit. But we'll link that Discord down below. And so just shoot us a DM, shoot us a message, whatever. We'll try to get back to you and be as welcoming as we can.
Yeah.
But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all that shit, post notifications. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
See you guys.